Western Nebraska Community College is looking to tighten its belt with spending as it faces a budget deficit. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in Western Nebraska and Eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, Western Nebraska Community College is working to cover a likely budget shortfall and is exploring ways to bridge that gap. During an informal meeting of the WCCA Board of Governors this month, College President Greg Dart said they are looking at $892,000 or more that was covered this year in one-time funding that paid for ongoing expenses.
What I have here right now are ideas. These have not been enacted. These aren't even necessarily being proposed right now, but this is when I've said, okay, how do I find 892,000 and potentially more than that based on our strategic plan? These are the things that I've been looking at.
Current ideas on the table are program eliminations, addressing positions that are currently or becoming vacant, and eliminating cash in lieu of benefits for any non-grandfathered in employees. The next budget won't be adopted until September, but the college is working diligently to have a balanced budget this fall. Well, a 5-day jury trial had been scheduled for this week for the Alliance man charged in a fatal drunk driving crash, but earlier this month a plea deal was reached. 35-year-old Jacob Stone was facing charges of manslaughter, motor vehicle homicide with a prior DUI, and DUI with 4 more convictions. Court documents say Stone was driving 82 miles per hour before crashing into a vehicle at the intersection of Flack and 10th Street. Stone's passenger, 28-year-old Dagan Pierce, suffered severe head trauma during the crash and never regained consciousness. Prosecutors say that Stone's blood alcohol content was .266 following a blood draw from this crash. Earlier this month, he pleaded no contest to the 2A felony manslaughter charge, and in turn, the remaining counts were dismissed. He faces up to 20 years in prison when he's sentenced on March 26th. And an Alliance man serving a 20-plus year prison sentence has lost his appeal of his conviction on charges of possession of meth with intent to distribute, no drug tax stamp, and possession of drug paraphernalia. 50-year-old Jonathan Borquin argued that the evidence presented at trial was insufficient to sustain his convictions. The district court abused its discretion by imposing an excessive sentence, and his trial counsel was ineffective. In a ruling yesterday from the Nebraska Court of Appeals, the judges did correct a fine on the paraphernalia conviction, reducing it from $300 to $100, but overall affirmed the convictions and sentences imposed by Scottsbluff County District Judge Andrea Miller. We'll have more news right after this.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Welcome back. New Nebraska Supreme Court Justice Jeffrey Funk delivered his first State of the Judiciary address to state lawmakers yesterday, focusing on cooperative efforts to address crime in Nebraska. Funk asked the legislature to provide adequate funding for the judicial branch to continue making strides that have helped reduce crime in the state. He pointed to the first ever strategic plan for the probation system that has helped reduce incarceration and has a 19% recidivism rate while overseeing 14,000 parolees.
The goals outlined in this plan will ensure that Nebraska probation remains a national model of proven sentencing alternatives for our courts. Furthermore, Nebraska probation is cost effective. The average cost of incarceration in Nebraska is $41,000 per person per year. The average cost of adult probation is $3,500 per person per year.
Funk pointed out that lawmakers have been supportive of efforts to retain and attract court staff through increased pay, but now staff is held back by a badly needed upgrade to the justice case management and record system.
To address this archaic infrastructure, we have begun a comprehensive review of our current system's architecture, workflows, and user needs. This review is supported by a $1.7 million grant, which will assist us in determining how to design and build Justice 2.0. The modernized system will enable judges, attorneys, and court staff to be more efficient and effective.
He also said while behavioral health may be outside the purview of the justice system, the availability of services to address the issue is important, as many with substance abuse disorders or mental health issues often end up in front of a judge.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
This isn't just a beautiful hospital. It's the home to exceptional patient care. This is where specialty clinics meet your needs. This is where a friendly smile, a warm hand, and an empathetic ear exist to care for you. This is us. Box Butte General Hospital. Great things are happening here.
Ahead of the 2025 Iowa Ag Expo, we are showcasing some of the coolest technology that is coming out to this year's show, and no exception is a company called AgriBrink. And you guys are going to want to learn more about this. Jake Crayenbrink is joining us now to share more. What is it that you guys do, Jake?
Okay, we have the ability to change tire pressure very rapidly on the go for agriculture equipment. So there's the tires are designed and built today to be able to go very low pressure. With that low pressure, tremendous advantages for the farmer to alleviate damage to the soil. Compaction is a big one. Compaction, according to Pioneer Hybrid in the article, is the #1 yield robber for farmers. There's a tremendous amount of biology happening under the soil, and we just only begun to see this, I think. Compaction is a huge issue with regards to that. And so we able to maximize the value of a tire, because some tires can go down to 6 pounds. When you do that, the tire gets longer, gets softer. It's like a balloon going over the soil and full of water. Whereas a hard tire is required on the road for stability, safety, and the life of the tire. A tire that's soft cannot go on the road at high speeds. and that requires that you have to inflate those tires. And we have the ability to do it very rapidly. With our technology, we have developed this in Canada. We're farmers. In 2012, we were in a crisis and dealing with compaction and different things, and we were privileged to see. I was part of a mission team that went to look for this type of technology, and we ended up with a system from the trucking industry. The trucking industry has high pressure and low volume. Agriculture has large volume but low pressure, and there's two big differences in being able to move that air. And so because of the system we had, it didn't require a lot of movement of air, but it was and so forth, it was slow. And being that it's slow, a farmer doesn't want to wait. And if, as a farmer, you enter the field, you want to quickly enter the field and continue your process. And we could change tire pressure in seconds. That was designed with the help of an engineer who was a neighbor who encouraged us. And that's how it kind of began, that we made a system that instead of taking 5 minutes, it took 20 seconds to change the tire pressure. And it took a while for, first we used it, and then the awareness of this technology amongst the farmers in Ontario was not very, they didn't know what it was. And so, but there were some farmers from Europe that understood the technology, and they began, and today we have probably 300 units in Ontario, maybe that many in Europe as well. So the European market is very adopted to this technology because they use tires to the maximum ability of the tire. We can increase tire life. We can save about 15% fuel by changing tire pressure. But the big one is reduction of compaction and damage to soils. So that's the driver. I say soil health is the driver of our system. Our focus is really big on soil health. As a farmer, the value of our soil is huge. Now, in Ontario, we do not have the topsoil that we have here in Iowa. And so in Ontario, we're privileged to find out things quicker sometimes when they don't work, because we don't have that same type of soils that you have here. But we know that even though you have a lot more topsoil here in valuable soil, compaction is still a big issue. And so this technology, I believe, will come here as well, because you buy a tire for $6,000 or $8,000, and you don't change the tire pressure, you're compromising that tire big time in the performance. Today, the equipment that we have has a lot of dollars is invested just on the tires on that equipment. And so we have to learn to maximize the value and the usage of that technology, I think, and the value. We've measured done a lot of measuring to prove that tire pressure can reduce compaction.
Well, you are going to do some cool things, especially in the near future at the Iowa Ag Expo. You'll be at booth 1628. So invite people to come out, have a conversation with you about the work that AgriBrink does and can bring to not only your farming operation, but as you mentioned, just soil health in general. If folks are not able to make it out to this year's show, Jake, best way to get more information, what is it?
Well, we have a website, is www.agribrink.com. You want to call me direct? I'm always open. I just thrive at talking to people. And I have a phone number. It's 515-626-0102. And we're just north of Ames, just outside of Gilbert in Boone County, 2390 170th Street, Ames, Iowa. And we have a shop there, and we got a tractor. We specifically have a tractor and tank for demonstration, and it's basically always available for that.
Very cool. All right, Jake Cranebrink is joining us with AgriBrink. Again, invite you to go out to this year's Iowa Ag Expo to learn more about what they do. Jake, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
Let's take a look at your midweek community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Are new windows from Renewal by Andersen a great investment? You're darn right they are. Did you know that for less than your cable bill or cell phone bill each month, you could have new windows from Renewal by Andersen right now? Do the math. Renewal by Andersen windows will likely cut your energy bills significantly. They will likely substantially increase the value of your home. They're a great investment. Please contact our team now and ask about our fantastic financing options with approved credit right now. Renewal by Andersen, a great investment? You're darn right.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, 1 week ago, the Riverside Discovery Center announced that Kai Hodgson had been hired to begin his role as the zoo's new executive director. During last week's city council meeting, the South African native introduced himself to the council and members of the community.
Yeah, it's been a great time so far in the community. One thing that I have noticed is that everyone everywhere has got some story about the zoo, or someone that they know that worked at the zoo, or some crazy story of when there was some animal somewhere. So yeah, it's just been an amazing experience so far, and I look forward to getting more of those stories and becoming a bit more embedded in the community and trying to see how we can help you guys and you can help us and how we can make everyone's lives happier.
Hodgson's leadership will be instrumental as the zoo looks to regain AZA accreditation, an honor it has been without since the fall of 2023. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.